Is it time for the Golden State Warriors to consider trading Draymond Green? Yeah, I said it. I'm going to say it one more time. Is it time for the Golden State Warriors to consider trading Draymond Green? Look, Warriors fans, Dub Nation, we all know that the Warriors are definitely, they have been, I would say, for the past few years, right? Ever since that 22 championship, they've been at somewhat of a crossroads. Of course, we got the two timelines, the youngsters when we had James Wiseman, and of course, still Kuminga and company, even Moses Moody, right? Joe Lacob, the Warriors owner, he was convinced. He was very, very, he wanted that two timelines to work. He wanted James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga to just successfully, and like Pajensky, to successfully just take over the throne seamlessly from Steph and company. And we have seen that hasn't worked out whatsoever. So it's time for the Warriors to start thinking forward, right? I know that we've all heard, there are those rumors, right? So in the news and the Twitter sphere, we've heard that some rumors of like Draymond, Coach Kerr, everybody, and Stephen Curry saying that like, don't sacrifice the future just to win now, right? Don't mortgage the future to win now. I understand that. I accept that. However, that's not necessarily how everything works in the NBA anyways. So what I mean is like a team consistently trying to win will generally get a sphere of players, coaches, everybody, even agents, trying to win, trying to achieve victory at almost any cost, right? So you'll get people that will sign up for that will buy in, that might not normally buy in because you are a winning franchise who wants to win. The Warriors are somewhat compromising those principles by saying, look, we don't necessarily want to win, and we're not going to go all in. Because here's the thing, conceivably, I know this is weird, but like conceivably, the Warriors could go all in all the time. You just say, at any moment, we're looking to get better, we're looking to improve, and we're looking to win. And I get it. The big splashes might not be out there right now. However, it's not always about those big splashes. Let's forget, who made it to the finals last season? Who was the Western Conference? Was it the Dallas Mavericks? I believe that the Dallas Mavericks made the finals because of the PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford trades, respectively. They also drafted well, right, with Derek Lively. But those trades were not game-breaking trades, yet helped propel Dallas to the championship, to the finals, okay? So that's what I mean is you never know what move is going to be the move, honestly. Like, unless it's for Kevin Durant, Giannis, or LeBron, right? Devin Booker or anything like that. The Warriors may want to consider trading Draymond Green while his value is still high as a forward-thinking move that might jumpstart the next title contention run. And let's talk a few trades here. We're going to talk a few trades, Dub Nation. But here's if the Warriors can get a player that fits, a genuine fit. So if the Dubs can get a return for Draymond Green, an immediate player that fits their rotation, 1 through 7. I'm not spare me the other stuff. I want a top of the rotation player, and the Warriors can get draft capital. I think there's something to look at. I think the Warriors most definitely should at least consider the idea of a concept of trading Draymond Green. I got the perfect trade partner. So we're gonna talk about 2 trades and how these trades may be smaller in effect. They're not Giannis trades, right? One of them's to the Bucks, though. They're not the big splashes. However, when I give you the final lineup, when I give you the final projected lineup from a few of these trades, practical trades, prudent trades, not completely crazy out there trades that make sense in so many ways, it's a little scary. So let's just go for it, though. Let's go for it. When we're talking, here's an example of what the Warriors could and should look for. Should they want to trade Draymond Green? should they look to move on? Where's Dray from? Where'd he go? Where'd he go to school? Michigan man, right? He went to school at Michigan State, but he's a Michigan dude. The Pistons are thriving right now. The Pistons are up and coming, and honestly, they have a bruising front court, right? They got B. Stu, they got Jalen Duren, but look, they could use the playmaking ability and the sheer defensive aptitude of Draymond Green. Draymond Green could be the splash move that Detroit picks up to sort of push them into contention in the East. But it's going to cost them, right? This is Draymond Green we're talking about. Right now, he's playing an all-defensive player. Like right now, he's playing amazing defense this season. He's been shooting ridiculously well from beyond the arc. But if the Warriors could somehow could trade Draymond Green and change. So a little bit of change. It would take Draymond Green and like Lindy Waters or Draymond Green and Moses Moody. But look at this return. If they could get to the Pistons, and I know this is going to sound weird at first, but trust me, Tobias Harris and Ausar Thompson. Harris is the thing that the Warriors is honestly like a little, he's a decent salary, but he's a little bit of an overpriced salary on a depreciating player. Tobias Harris is past his complete prime, right? He's having a down year. But it would also cost the Pistons Ausar Thompson. Immediately for the Warriors, Tobias Harris becomes that scorer off the bench. He's a guy that you don't give it to him at the top of the key, but if you give Tobias Harris the ball, baseline, and tell him to work, he can get you some points. He is smooth, and he can still contribute as like a baseline guy. Hey, if you're a really old Warriors fan, think about this, and this isn't even a joke. If Tobias Harris buys in on defense, he could be like the baseline game I see is what Calbert Chaney had when he came to the Warriors. Sure, it was 30 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday, though. If Tobias Harris can simply, honestly, effectively guard threes and fours, not even well, but just to his ability, which is like Buddy Hield ability, but provide a little bit of baseline scoring, that's good, because the real prize is Ausar Thompson. And you hope that the Pistons throw in a second-round draft pick. Look, I don't think that they're going to, because Ausar Thompson is the key. He is the prize. Essentially, you're trading the latter years, the maybe 1 or 2 years of greatness that Draymond Green might possess, of defensive dominance that he may possess. Draymond Green would bolster the whole Pistons squad with his defense. And he's from there, man. He's like a hometown guy. But it costs, and it would cost Ausar Thompson. That's a lot, and that's why it's a tough deal, right? If you're the Warriors, you do not throw a first-round draft pick in this trade. You need that first-round draft pick for later. So that's just an idea. So that's just one idea, but we're going to roll with that idea. So say that the Warriors offload Draymond Green for Tobias Harris, who is a skilled wing, capable shooter, good free throw shooter, not a very good defender, but is versatile, right? He can play some positions and isn't two passes right, but you get Ausar Thompson. You get your wing defender. Ausar Thompson, I would liken to, he would be in line with your Iguodala role. So Ausar Thompson gets every matchups, every team, he guards the best man, which means that Wiggins is taken to the second. You know, Wiggins can help out with that, but it's like it provides more leeway, more room for Wiggins to express on offense and just not have to be too like Wiggins Island. He's a little bit older. He's not older. He's turning 30 next season, I think, Andrew Wiggins is. But so long story short, Ausar Thompson has all defensive talent with upside. One more time. He's an all defensive talent with upside. Is he a poor free throw shooter? He's not great. Is he a poor three-point shooter? Look, if you were a great three-point shooter, there would be zero chance that the Warriors would have any ability to get him. You have to take some of the bad with the good, some of the good with the bad, right? But when you're talking about your overall, when all's said and done, when the dust settles, Draymond Green for Tobias Harris and Ausar Thompson, if you can get that type of commitment from the Detroit Pistons, Ausar Thompson would be a critical piece moving forward as a wing and guard defender with that upside, right? Now, while we're at it, I just have to mention this. I believe that the Warriors I think that Gary Payton II, GP2, Dennis Schroder, and Kevon Looney, all on one-year contracts. So this is all their last, like their contracts end with the Warriors at the end of the season, right? So Schroder, GP2, and Looney, I pray that all of them, most if not all of them, are off the squad come trade deadline. Why? Number one, you really want to get draft capital with expiring contracts, if you can. One more time, you want to get draft capital with those expiring contracts. If you can trade GP2, right, for a few draft picks, a few second rounders, you're good to go. Then you pile those up and then you move forward with that draft capital, right? You do the mixes and the matches. The Warriors got Quentin Post and Lindy Waters, I believe, with that 52nd pick, like somehow. But so draft picks and draft capital help you. But if you don't do that, if the Warriors choose not to trade Schroder, GP2, and Looney for draft capital, oh my gosh, aggregate them into, that means sum all of them up and put them in a deal for a good player with the potential to be great or a player that really fits the system. In an ideal world, the Chicago Bulls would straight up trade Zach LaVine for Schroder, GP2, Looney, and draft capital, and which wouldn't be a first-round draft pick. This is not an ideal world. I believe that, like, for example, I believe that the Bulls would ask for a first-round draft pick for Zach LaVine off the table. As I continue, don't worry, I'm wrapping this up with a bow, where you're going to get a really good and solid starting 5, 6, starting 5 with a few bench players. But this is what I do see. Where's Kevon Looney from? I believe. Where did he grow up? I believe he's a Wisconsin guy. I know this is weird. See, Trey, what are you doing? Follow me here. Bobby Portis, we know, has been on the trading block. We know it. Just Google it. Google Bobby Portis trade block for the Bucks. Okay. If the Warriors could somehow trade Kevon Looney back to Milwaukee, where he's from, he's going to love it with his family and friends. He's going back. Look, what did I just do? What did the C-Train do? I'm a good guy. HR would love me if I were on the Warriors, right? If I were on the front office. I just sent Draymond Green to like the one place that he would want to go, not LeBron James' side, but to Detroit. And we're going to send Kevon Looney, steady warrior, consummate warrior, and a second-round draft pick to the Milwaukee Bucks for Bobby Portis. And I just, that move, if they could do it, number one, you gotta fit in that the fact that like Loon Dog is an expiring contract, he's an expiring contract, whereas Portis is not. So like the Warriors would be absorbing that contract, which is a fine contract, but it's an extra year. Not ideal, like that's not as ideal for the Warriors, but that's why they get the good deal with this. So this is why they get it. Looney and the second-round draft pick go to the Bucks. Looney goes home and is on an expiring contract, so it's like he can come back to the Golden State if he wants to in the offseason. But the Warriors get Bobby Portis. 6'10", 6'11", a 35, 6, 7% three-point shooter. He's got the range. And a great defender and provides the energy. Wow. That is like your consummate. Bobby Portis is a 5 and a 5. He is the 5's 5 in Steve Kerr's system. Bobby Portis, I would hope, for the Warriors would have the effect of, think of this. Think of Mo Spates on offense with that nice little top of the key jumper, top of the three-point, with a little bit of, hopefully, maybe some David West defense. Think about that combination. But 6'11", 6'10", 6'11". Okay, this is weird, but like on the Twitter, so on the X sphere, multiple Milwaukee Bucks fans have contacted me saying that they think that Looney and a second would be enough to get Bobby Portis. And that's just like, that's unbelievable to me. But I like the way that I spun the Looney from Wisconsin or whatever narrative down there, right? I love that though. I would love Bobby Portis on the Warriors. I think that we've seen what a stretch big can do in Quinton Post. Imagine a stretch big who's like a really good defensive player. Bobby Portis is a good defensive player, provides a lot of hustle too. And that size, the Warriors are going to love that size and mobility. So when all's said and done, look, the Warriors at the end of the season, they're going to lose GP2, Schroder, and Looney, right? Their contracts are up. Definitely, honestly, no offense to Schroder, but I don't think that he is fit majestically with the Warriors, and he is very small. He's a small player. Only if that's difficult. That's difficult. Kerr likes big guards. I like big guards. You know, Brandon Pajensky's a big guard, which I love. He had an amazing game last night against the Lakers, his first game back. I digress, though. But look at this. What now do the Warriors have? What do the Warriors have? Well, we're going to wait because the C-Train's about to do his little draft day move. So look, the Warriors, I think that they're sort of too timid to make that big trade. There's nobody out there right now. So I think that sort of leads them into hopefully competing for a playoff spot. Hopefully the Warriors get a play-in spot and are competing for the playoffs. But we're talking about a mid-pick. So I'm going to say that the Warriors would probably pick between 12 and 17 in the draft. Okay? That's a mid-pick, right? Let's just give it to me. Give it to me, okay? This is where the Warriors finally make their move. There is a player, and I'm just going to come out with it. VJ, I absolutely, things change. I love Nolan Traore, by the way. He's a French point guard in the draft. He comps a little bit to LaMelo Ball and Tony Parker, honestly. It's just what I see in his game. But look, I hope and I pray that the Warriors trade up for VJ Edgecombe, the guard out of Baylor, the freaking baller out of Baylor. And why? Why am I so hell-bent on VJ Edgecombe? It's like Nolan Traore might be the better overall player. The dude's an offensive maestro, right? What if the Warriors could trade even further up? Go for a Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper is a tall guard in the Cade Cunningham mold, maybe, but yeah, maybe a little bit less athletic. Maybe a little bit more seasoned at the age, though, right? Ron Harper's son, isn't he? Okay, this is why. VJ Edgecombe is an insane defender. VJ Edgecombe is a top-tier defender. We'll just say that. And we're going to say it one more time because that's a big thing. VJ Edgecombe is a top-tier, lockdown, game-changing defender. He did it at the high school level. He's doing it at the college level. And he will do it as a pro. He's got the motor. He's got the pride on defense. And he more than has the ability. He's an amazing defender. So look at this. So yes, in order to do that, in order to trade up to let's say 4 or 5 from the 12th pick, I'm projecting the Warriors to have to trade something like, something to the of their 12th pick, 2 future first rounders, and a small, throw in a Moses Moody or something like that. But I believe that just with draft capital, the Warriors can pretty much get up with a close to Godfather deal in the top 5. Why? Because I don't know if the league values defense as much as I do, but man, VJ Edgecombe, I'm telling you, the dude, it's like, he reminds you a little bit, it's like his play style, God, he reminds me a little bit of like Wiggins with a higher motor and way better handle, right? The ball handling is way different, but like the athleticism is, the dude's an athlete, and it translates on defense. So look, so now I just did all my deals. I just did all the deals. What are you going to come away with? What does the Warriors roster, what would it look like come draft day with a little bit of work? Because we're talking about the possibility. This is where the Draymond trade pays off. Right here is where the Draymond trade pays off, because you have this. You're looking at a lineup that is so ridiculously young. They're young. However, they have so much defensive aptitude and ability. It's ridiculous. Okay, so let's give it to you. This is what I see with the lineup looking like. Curry at the 1, VJ Edgecombe at the 2, Kuminga at the 3, Wiggins at the 4, Bobby Portis at the 5, and coming off the bench, you have legends like Tobias Harris, Ausar Thompson in your Iguodala role. Yeah, and he can be Iguodala defensively. He's that good, okay? And like a Brandon Pajensky off the bench. So your top 8 would be something like Curry, Edgecombe, Kuminga, Wiggins, Portis, Harris, Thompson, and Pajensky. You're welcome, Warriors fans. You're welcome. When I look at that roster, let's see here. Wiggins is an all-star with two-way potential. Portis, great defender. VJ, amazing defender. Ausar Thompson, amazing defender. You're looking at a possible lineup that you could go with. It would be something like, they might not score that many points, but you would go with something like, if you went Curry, Edgecombe, Ausar Thompson, Wiggins, and Portis, you got like 2 or 3 all-defensive players, multiple all-stars. You got to figure it out on offense, okay? But look, the Warriors need defensive players. They need defenders. They need players who fit the system, but more can defend and then fit in on offense, right? Whether it's 3 and D, right? Whether it's playing defense and then adding dribble penetration. Like if Dennis Schroder was a great defender, no problem. Then he would be a defender and then dribble, point of attack defense and dribble penetrator on offense. Role's done. But he doesn't have that ability, doesn't have that versatility on defense. And that is, in the long story short, with the story of the Warriors the last 4 years, okay? Sure, they've had issues scoring, but the reason they give up the big leads, give up every big lead, they can't get the stops. One more time. You have to be able to get stops in the NBA. And the Warriors have not been able to get stops. That is the thing. It's that they have been turning the ball over and not getting turnovers. You have to get the turnovers. It leads to the easy shots. So this is what I'm saying. Defense leads to offense. Offense does not lead to defense in any way, shape, or form. However, defense leads to offense. If defense leads to offense, which is true, then that lineup that I just met, that's like freaking parting the Red Sea of defense, which would lead to the offense. The defense would lead to the offense. I don't even know what I'm saying there, but it sounds provocative and I like it. So we're going to close with this. Look, the Warriors, if they want to get better now, they should make a move. If they want to get better in the future, they should still make a move. I think that Schroder, GP2, and Looney, unfortunately for Looney and GP2, more so Looney, they're on expiring contracts. You got to get something for them. Now, if you really want to get serious, if you want to have a team with dogs that is ready to compete and dig in defensively every single game for the foreseeable future, you make that Draymond Green trade. And I truly think that Detroit would give up Ausar Thompson. I absolutely think so. He is a good player, but he's a good player and a great defender. Draymond Green is a great defender and a great player. And I think that you could sell Detroit on that. Defense in this news would lead to offense, because in order for the Warriors to maintain leads, to be able to play how they want to play, they need to defensively get stops and have those stops hopefully lead to easy offense. It's been a good one. It's been a good one. What do you think? Did you think when I said the Warriors contemplating Draymond Green trading Dray that it would just be like some gotcha thing? No. I literally took you all the way through. I traded Draymond Green. I also traded Looney. And then I traded a bunch of draft picks. We love that. We love just the impact that, I'm telling you, this defensive team with Curry and Kuminga, gosh, that's what I'm talking about. I continue to say this. I'll stop, though. It's like the tip of the spear, where Edgecombe is like the tip of the spear on defense. And then Kuminga rears in that transition game, but the payload is still always number 30, Mr. Stephen Curry. Hey, who's one player, the trade deadline's like in 2 weeks or something like that. Who's one player who you want to see the Warriors acquire? Who's one player who you wouldn't mind see the Warriors trading? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Of course, for your Golden State Warriors content, like, subscribe, follow, and I'll see you next time at C-Train Station. Have a good one.